Hey guys, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. My name's Bria and I love everything books. And this is my February reading wrapped. Honestly, this month wasn't the greatest in reading. I didn't read a single 5-star. Yeah, but I did read 9 books plus a DNF, which is a lot considering that February is a shorter month, and also I am, I think, 4 or 5 books ahead on my goal this year, so that's good. But yeah, without further ado, here are all the books that I read this month. Starting off with a series, I read the first 2 of the series last month, and then I finished out the series at the beginning of this month, and that is Land of Stories. This is a lot of books. Yeah, this is a big series, plus this is only books 3 through 6 and extras. There's 2 more books in the series, so it was like a year. I started the series last month and then I finished it out this month, and I gave all of the actual books in the series a 4-star, and then I'll get to the other ones, but I gave these guys a 3-star. I'll start with these ones. Gosh, there's so many pages. These are thick books. But basically, Land of Stories is kind of what it sounds like. It's a fairy tale land where all of like your favorite fairy tale characters live. So like Cinderella, Prince Charming, Little Red Riding Hood, everyone. And there's these 2 twins, Connor and Alex, and they get sucked into this world, and that's kind of the plot of the first book. And then the rest of the books kind of just continue their adventures in that land. And it's definitely like a cute story. I remember reading this in middle school and definitely loving it. But as an older adult reader now, it was kind of predictable and boring, so that's why I only gave it 4 stars. But if you are a younger reader, definitely recommend. It's super fun and magical. I did find myself getting bored towards the end because there's just so many books and so many pages. So by like book 5 and book 6, which are the last ones, I was just so bored and I was just reading as fast as I possibly could to just finish the series out. So didn't enjoy it as much as I remember as a kid, but still pretty good books. And then along with the 6 books, there's some like extra books. They're pretty short. They're like probably like 50 pages, but it's The Mother Goose Diaries and Queen Red Riding Hood's Guide to Royalty. So they're kind of just little like short stories or epilogues to the series. Yeah, I didn't really think they added too much to the series. You could honestly just not read these and you'd be totally fine. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend reading them. So I gave them 3 stars. I was just kind of generous, honestly. I just literally just sat down and blew through them because I had them and I didn't want to not read them. But like, if you love the series, then read them, but they're just kind of, I don't know, they weren't anything special. And then also in the Mother Goose Diaries, there was randomly like a plug for the LGBTQ plus community, which felt really out of place for the series. Yeah, so that was kind of random for a kid's book. Yeah, just random little extras for the series. The next books I read were all for my Reading My Favorite Booktubers favorite books, so go watch that video. That one's super fun. But the first book that I read for that video was The Ministry of Time by Kaylee Bradley. I don't know if I said that right. I had such high hopes for this book, and if you watched my vlog, you can see that did not go well. Basically, the premise is the British government has figured out time travel, and they go back in time and take people who are going to die in their timeline into the present day, and then they get like paired up with a government worker to like adapt to everyday life, which is kind of funny because if you watched Loki, like the Marvel TV series, that kind of happens there too, which is kind of funny. Yeah, so it's kind of like a magical realism, a little bit of romance, a little bit of historical fiction, kind of a little bit of everything. It was really interesting. You also never find out the main character's name, which not sure why. The entire time I was like, am I just missing her name? But I looked it up and no, she's never named, which is interesting. I will say there was a spice scene in here, which I was not expecting, but so beware. But yeah, I gave this a 3-star. The first 2/3, 3/4 of the book was just, it felt really disjointed, and like there was stuff happening, like so much stuff happening, but also like nothing advancing the plot until the last few chapters. Then it really, I felt like the plot kicked in, and I really enjoyed the end of it. I would have probably rated this like a 2-star, and I would have DNF'd it. But I stuck through, which is interesting because this is Haley Pham's favorite book of last year, and she said that she nearly DNF'd it. So yeah, I don't know. Definitely an interesting read. So if you like, actually I don't know who I would recommend this to, because it's not really, it doesn't fit into one genre. It's really unique in that it's, like I was saying, there's a little bit of historical fiction, a little bit of romance, a little bit of literary fiction, a little bit of magical realism. It's just kind of all over the place. Yeah, super interesting book. Next up is Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan. This was probably my favorite book that I've read in February. I give this a 4-star. It's basically what it sounds like, summer romance. It's about a single mom, and it's a second chance romance, which I think this is the first second chance romance I've ever read, which is crazy because I feel like that's such a popular trope. And then again, there are 1 or 2 spice scenes in this, so not a clean romance, but also not horrible. There's definitely worse, but the banter was really good in this book. The couple was so cute. One of the main reasons I didn't give it a 5-star is because the main character is a single mom and she's like 38, maybe 40, somewhere around there. I just don't relate to her character that well. I feel like a lot of the books I read are more like characters my age and ones that I can relate to, and I definitely could relate to like some of the stuff that happens to her in the book, but her as a character is just so different than the characters I normally read about, so didn't relate a ton to this character. But still, like, a solid, fun romance. I definitely had fun reading it. Yeah, 4 stars. Next up is my DNF of February. And that is Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. This book I did not like at all. I read a single chapter and then DNF'd it, which I've never done. I honestly haven't DNF'd books in so long. I don't think I DNF'd a single book last year, and this is my first one of this year, which I'm trying to do more often because I want to read books that I actually love and not waste my time reading books that I know I'm not gonna love. So yeah, and I talked about this in my vlog, but this book I could just tell was gonna be really spicy, and also the language was crazy. It was just very explicit, so yeah, did not feel comfortable reading the first chapter, and I knew that would continue for the whole book, so DNF'd that one. This was Sarah Crowley's favorite book of last year, so sorry, Sarah, did not like it. Yeah, honestly, I don't even really know the premise of this book. I just read the first chapter, so do with that what you will. And then last but not least is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. This was one of my other favorites of this month. I gave this a 4-star. This is about a girl named Liz. She's a senior in high school, and so it's like a little YA high school romance. It's kind of like frenemies to lovers, which was super cute, and honestly it took me like a week to read this book just because I had so much going on. So I think I would have liked it better if I read it like in a day or two, because I just had to like pick it up and put it down and pick it up and put it down. Yeah, that didn't help very much. It is a clean romance, and the characters are super cute. I love them. Like I was saying with summer romance, I also don't really connect with this character as much. They're all seniors in high school, which it's crazy because I'm not much older than them, but like they felt really immature and like in high school, and that's how you are in high school. But I think I like reading books who are about like young adults and like college age students and just characters who are a little bit more mature. I mean, if you're in high school and you love romance, definitely really good book. There is actually a sequel to it. I might pick that up and read that at some point. If it was a 5-star, I would read it immediately, but this is just 4-star. Pretty solid, cute romance. And that's all I read this month. I think last month definitely was better reading month than this month, considering I think I read like 4 5-star books last month, and then this month there was 0. Yeah. But the next series that I'm going to read is a reread that is going to be 5 stars, so excited for that. I am in a little bit of a reading slump. I know next month there will be multiple 5-star reads, so I'm excited for that after this month. Yeah, but that was it for this month. Comment your favorite book that you read in February, or maybe a book that's on your TBR for March. I would love to read some of your recommendations. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next video.